All right, welcome back. Donald Trump's immunity claim getting a frosty reception, some say, in court. A federal appeals court, 3 judges, skeptical they seem of arguments that he's making that he's immune to criminal charges in the election interference case against him because he was president at the time. Meanwhile, huge story. More allegations about the Georgia DA going after Donald Trump, accused of an illicit romance with a prosecutor obscurely hired, meanwhile, out of nowhere, the same one who reportedly had at least 2 8-hour meetings with Biden White House counsel and billed the city for it. Our next guest was in the courtroom, the Trump courtroom yesterday. Fox News legal analyst, you know her well, Kerri Kupec Urbahn joins us now. Kerri, first off, your reaction to the 3 judges, how you perceive their questions. Would you say skeptical is the right word?
Yeah, I think they were skeptical of Trump's absolute immunity defense. But look, they were tough questions because it's a tough issue. Putting aside even the question of whether what the former president did around the election in January 6th, whether that's criminal or not, putting that completely aside, this question of whether a president, once they leave office, is immune from prosecution for acts committed during office is an area of law that really hasn't been explored, not criminally. And I'm not sure anyone knows the answer. Everyone understands the implications of how difficult it would be for any president to govern, knowing that someone is always looking over their shoulder, and the possibility of being criminally prosecuted upon leaving office. And there were also questions put to DOJ along those lines as well.
Right, and one of the questions was, what if you killed somebody? Is that because you're president, you're allowed to kill somebody, call SEAL Team 6 in and assassinate someone? And that was the extreme example. But if I want to go sue, if I fought in the Iraq War and I felt like George W. Bush lied, can I go sue George W. Bush? Can I bring him on criminal proceedings? That'll be the worry. With Joe Biden, has a lot of things that he could be susceptible to. Go ahead.
Yeah, and one of the questions that Judge Henderson asked the Department of Justice was, how do we issue a decision in the way that you want us to, meaning we reject immunity for President Trump without opening the floodgates, basically for political enemies to use this decision as a license to prosecute each other once they leave office? And it's a very fair question.
Kerri, I want to ask you about this, explosive. This Georgia case, which the president could not pardon himself if he actually became president again. There's a story out now that's not been denied that Fani Willis is having an affair with Nathan Wade, once married, evidently he's getting divorced now, who was hired out of nowhere to be the special counsel for this, to do a lot of the investigating. And it looks like he met with the Department of Justice officials with the White House. If this is in fact true, and we've seen the invoices in the Daily Mail that he invoiced to be paid for this, not only is he having an affair using state money, paying $600,000, where he got paid $600,000, and they're going on vacation together, but this is also interesting because you can no longer deny there's some collaboration between the prosecution of Donald Trump and Joe Biden's White House.
Yeah. Assuming this is true, this is a problem from a public corruption standpoint, for sure, which is ironic because I believe his title includes something about being the anti-corruption prosecutor looking at Donald Trump. And, certainly from a legal perspective, it raises questions of corruption and an unfair process, potentially. But in the court of public opinion, it's even more problematic, especially if he went to the White House for 2, I believe, 8-hour meetings, according to these receipts, these expenditures. And about what? Because his job is investigating Trump with respect to Georgia. And, we're waiting to hear from the White House what they have to say about this, because I believe in the past they have denied collaboration with any of these entities looking into Trump. And this raises new questions for sure.
She wouldn't answer the question, Fani Willis, when asked, are you talking to Jack Smith about this case? Have you ever spoken to him about this case? She would not answer. That tells you a lot. Donald Trump will probably be posting about this at some point today. Kerri, thanks so much. Thanks for going to the courtroom and having your own first-hand account.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.